going to be talking about the Hobart food slicer, the pieces of equipment on the slicer, how to use it, how to clean it, and how to maintain it. This is the top knife cover that sits on top of the knife on the food slicer. This is the carriage tray that the meat or cheese product sits. This is the meat grip that sits on top of the meat or cheese product to hold it while it's slicing. You don't need the meat grip. You can pull it back into the meat grip retainer clip. This is the carriage handle that you would use to push the slicer back and forth while you're slicing the product. This is the deflector. After you slice the food, it helps to not let the food go everywhere underneath the slicer. This is the sharpener. It sharpens the knife when the knife needs to be sharpened. It sits on top of the knife. This is the index knob. When you turn the index knob, it changes the gauge plate. It moves it up or down, and that's what will make your meat or cheese thick or thin. This is the start and stop knob. You pull the knob out to start the machine and push the knob in to stop the machine. This finally is the knife. You want to keep your hands away from the knife as much as possible to avoid injuring your hands. I'm going to show you how to put together the Hobart food slicer. Before you use the food slicer, you need to know you must be 18 years old to use the machine. Second, the machine has to be unplugged before you take any parts off or put any parts back on. Third, make sure the index knob is below 0 so the knife isn't exposed and you can't hurt yourself. The first thing that goes on is the knife cover. You have to get the knob into the grooves and then lower down the knife cover. Turn the knob to the left until you feel it fall. The knife cover is safely on. The second part is to put the carriage tray back on. With the carriage tray leaning on you, insert into the groove, push forward onto the plate, and lock the knob. Turn it all the way to the right. Now the carriage tray should be ready to use. The third piece to put back on is the deflector. With the deflector, put into the notch and push towards the back of the plate. Snaps into place. Now I'm going to show you how to use the food slicer. The first thing is to plug in the food slicer into the wall. The second thing is to pull out the meat holder, put in the clip, make sure the carriage is pulled all the way towards you, place the meat or cheese product into the carriage tray, put the grip on top of the meat or cheese product, then adjust the thickness that you want with the index knob. After you have the thickness, pull the lever to start the machine. Your left hand goes on top of the carriage tray. Your right hand goes on the carriage tray holder. Push away from you and pull back towards yourself to slice the product. When you're finished slicing the product, make sure to push the stop knob. Then turn the gauge, the index, all the way back below 0 to make sure the knife isn't showing. Pull the grip back up. If there's anything left, take it, put it to the side. Your sliced product will be stacked on the base of the slicer. If you're done using the machine at that point, make sure to unplug it. Now we're going to talk about cleaning the food slicer. First thing you want to do is make sure the food slicer is unplugged from the wall. Secondly, you want to make sure the index knob is all the way below zero so the knife isn't exposed. To remove the carriage tray, turn the knob to the left, pull the carriage tray towards your body, and lift up. Second, you want to remove the top knife cover from the machine. Turn the knob to the left, pull the top knife cover towards you and up. The third thing to take off is the deflector. Pull the deflector towards your body and it will snap off. Now we're going to show you how to clean and sanitize the machine after you've taken it apart. Ask your manager if there are gloves to protect your hands when you're washing the machine. The first thing you want to do is take a clean washcloth and using only the soapy water that's safe for stainless steel, dip the washcloth into the soapy water and wipe down all of the pieces of the machine, including the pieces that you've taken off of the machine. After washing with the warm soapy water, rinse the machine with a clean washcloth dipped in fresh clean water and wipe all of the surfaces. Now I'm going to show you how to clean the knife. Be extremely careful. Lower the index knob all the way so that the gauge plate is fully down. With your safety gloves on, using a wet paper towel, slide the wet paper towel between the ring guard and the knife at the bottom. Move the gauge plate, guard plate, back to the top, below zero, and using your hand, move the knife in order for the paper towel to clean the ring guard, the knife, and the guard plate. Now your knife should be clean. I'm going to show you now how to sharpen the knife. There are 2 notches on the knife sharpener and 2 pegs that the notches should fit into. Lock the sharpener onto the top of the knife. Make sure that the food slicer is unplugged and that the top cover has been taken off of the knife. Plug in the machine. If you have safety gloves, put them on. The knife should be spinning at this point. Pull down the lever for 5 seconds and then release. If you need to repeat for another 5 seconds, you can. Once you're done, unplug the machine. Take the sharpener off by unlocking and pulling off. And with a wet washcloth, wipe the knife from the middle to the edge to make sure that all the metal pieces, that if there were metal pieces from sharpening, are off of the blade. Machine. Lift up the machine, an arm will fall down and pull it towards your body. Then take a washcloth with soapy water, wipe under the machine, and then a clean cloth to rinse. While in this position, we want to oil the bottom of the machine, which I'll show you next. The machine needs to be oiled every 2 to 3 months to make sure that the metal doesn't get damaged and also that the carriage slides back and forth easily. With the special lubricating oil, put in the wick hole and squeeze the side of the bottle, putting 8 to 10 drops into the wick hole. After the drops are put in the wick hole, slide the carriage back and forth several times to make sure the rod has enough oil on it. You should now know how to work the Hobart fruit slicer. If you have any questions, please ask your manager or look over the manual that came with the machine.